French police dig on a remote farm near the Spanish border to uncover the last remnants of a violent insurgency that spanned more than 40 years. ETA representatives handed over the location of 8 hidden weapons caches to international mediators in a simple ceremony in the city of Bayonne. The mediators say those dumps contain 120 firearms, about 3 tons of explosive and several thousand rounds of ammunition.
We organized the presence of 172 observers who are authorized and on site and who are watching what is happening, and most of all are verifying that it is indeed the French authorities who are taking possession of this arsenal.
In Bayonne, thousands of people, most of them from the Spanish Basque country, gathered to celebrate the end of the armed conflict. The group announced a ceasefire in 2011. It says the handover of weapons has taken another 6 years because the Spanish government refuses to negotiate with ETA representatives. Many people here want to see that change.
This has taken ages, 5 or 6 years since ETA announced there will be no more attacks, and I think the fact that the Spanish government hasn't been able to reach agreement with them to hand over the weapons is shameful for the government.
Well, I hope that the government responds by moving the prisoners, which is their duty under the law.
About 400 ETA members are serving jail sentences in Spanish and French prisons, many for involvement in some of the more than 800 murders the group is accused of carrying out since 1959. Spain has long had a policy of placing them in jails on the other side of the country. Supporters want them moved closer to their families. The Spanish government says it will offer no concessions.
Our policy will not change. Terrorists cannot expect favorable treatment from governments, and certainly not impunity for their crimes. ETA has been militarily defeated, it has no future, and its leaders are in prison.
Demonstrators here hope disarmament can finally open the door to dialogue. Many of the thousands of people behind me have been waiting for decades for the end of this chapter of violence in the Basque country. Now the page has been turned. The next question is what will happen to the hundreds of ETA prisoners still held in Spanish jails, and if the group will now disband entirely. Elena, Casas, CGTN, Bayonne in the Basque country.